So last year I had a lot of daunting tasks in front of me, and one of the worst habits that happened was I stopped reading for like a whole year or two. At least a year and a half, maybe two. And I never could have imagined that because me, I kid you not, I would have to read at least like 3 or 4 books, maybe 2 or 3 books in a week. It depends how much time I have, how obsessed I could get. Because like when you have autism, you have like this weird manic depression that you just get obsessed with stuff, and that's just the way it goes. But it just felt weird that I would buy a book and I would start it, but it wouldn't finish it. I just didn't have the passion anymore. But recently, I finally read this one book that everybody had been talking about for so long, but I finally got my hands on it. The Manipulated Man by Esther Villar. And that book done really just took me to the woodshed. That book took me to the woodshed, and the book told me, Hector, this is going to hurt me a lot more than it's going to hurt you. And I love it. Let me break it down for you one moment. So, I've noticed basically a lot of these like red pill videos like that I've seen here and there, they all pretty much plagiarize the Manipulated Man book. And I always kind of had an idea that they got this from somewhere, but the Manipulated Man book was like the blueprint for a lot of this red pill stuff. And there's a lot of stuff that see if I could like describe it to you. Clearly this woman has a form of autism, because like it takes an autist to know an autist, and well, I mean, it's pretty obvious she has it. And she's very disillusioned. There's a lot of anger there. There's a lot of angst, a lot of mental anguish. And I think it has to do with her parents being divorced at such a young age. And it meant a lot to me because she's Latina. And one thing you passport bros are going to find out the hard way is that like in a Latin American country, masculinity is like a whole different level over there than it is here. In these third world countries and these Latin American countries, they're not, what's that word I'm looking for? Like they never went through like an industrial age, I guess you could say, and everything is all about craftsmanship, and it's like you learn a trade by like your dad or your grandpa teaching it to you. They handed that skill down to you. And I could tell like she's disillusioned because like it's not a walk in the park for any Latino to be living in America. And I think she's from Germany. Like she's from Argentina. She was born in Argentina, but her family immigrated to, I think, somewhere in Europe. I just can't remember where. And I think Germany. And everything lost its luster. Like, this is how old I am. It's a really dark place, that book. It reminded me of like those old like 1990s like Marilyn Manson videos. Like she's disillusioned, and she's trying to get you to like understand like why she's in pain. And she says that still to this day she'll receive all these crazy threats from all the stuff that she revealed in that book. I mean, if all these women hate these red pill videos so bad at this stage, you can only imagine what it would have been like in the 70s. And I've met women like that before, that clearly they were a victim of the unthinkable. You know? They were a victim of grape, and then most of the time they become like hardcore third wave feminists, but she went in the opposite direction. She became a men's rights activist. And she became a men's rights activist, and everything she says, she makes a point, like how manipulated men really are by everything, by all sorts of establishments, laws. It's like basically like a woman is a matrix that you can't escape. You can just try to survive it. And I think you'll have a good time reading that. I couldn't put it down. It took me like, when I made the time, it took me maybe like a whole week to read it. And I haven't been like that obsessed with a book in like ages, really. Um, I started reading the Gulag Archipelago, but like I said, I just didn't have the passion to read a book anymore. But I guess this is the first book I finished in years. It was like this mental block I had. But I've, like I said, so many of these guys that have said these things, like, they just plagiarized her. They just rewrote what she said, and now I understand why. I loved it. I recommend anybody read it. I'm guessing it was only like a paperback book. You could probably buy like a digital copy somewhere, but um, it's like definitely on the recommended reading list. So yeah, I'm glad I bumped into it when I did. The book was a real eye opener. Go ahead and get you a copy of that, and don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and comment down below, whether good or bad. Thank you.